video games. But when I say video games, I mean video games that are violent and cause mass shootings and terror attacks all around the world. Except they don't. Just take a look at this chart, for instance. It shows the video game sales to the crime rate. As you can probably tell, this does not make any sense. That is a false accusation because it does not create violence at all. Just because it's a violent video game doesn't mean that it creates violence. But people like this still exist.
And I love this question. So they have 3 kids. 2 are boys, ages 8 and 12, and the 8-year-old started liking his brother's video games like Call of Duty, and they're limiting the time. He doesn't act out in any way, but they wanted to know.
But the thing is with this 8-year-old is that you will know the difference in between the virtual world and the real world. And that means that you know that in the virtual world or the gaming world, you can go around shooting anybody. But in the real world, you can't do that at all. It's not allowed. You can get caught. And 8-year-olds know that. But if you set down a 4-year-old and let him play GTA 5, that's different because that 4-year-old would not know the difference in between the gaming world and the virtual world because he doesn't even know how to speak English properly yet. You see, there's a difference in between an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old. And often, people don't understand that.
Know, like, how to limit his time without, you know, it seeming like a punishment. That's a,
yeah,
that's a really good question.
I think it's a really big deal these days because some of these games are, I don't know if y'all know that game, it's a pretty disturbing game. It's, you know, military special ops.
But that's not justified because you don't know what the game is. And I can tell she doesn't know what the game is because she's never played the simplest of games ever. She's never played Minecraft or Roblox or any of those games, what are awful games, but she's never played them. So how can she know what Call of Duty or GTA 5 is?
And it's a killing game where you go around killing guys, and that's, you know, I don't know what the message is that mom is giving, and the other thing, mom...
But the thing is, if you join the army, you have to go around killing bad guys. There's not a difference, except for in the army, you're killing people in real life.
So I knew it was a gift.
Right.
So then she felt funny, like, how do you say if you get a gift, like you can't have it? So she didn't know what it was. And he was all excited, I think, to be like the big brother who plays with video games already.
Right.
But, you know, the question really isn't, are the games bad for you? Because there's plenty of evidence that that can lead to problems.
Actually, no, there's no evidence behind it. There's lots of graphs I got in my files. If I want to show them on this video, I can. I've already shown one. So there is no evidence behind that it can lead to problems, so shut up. By the way, if you're watching this, I'm only dissing you because you don't know anything about games.
However, not every kid will be impacted the same way. But the issue is, if this isn't...
Probably some kids will come out to be a danger to society, but that doesn't mean that every kid will be. Just because you get a game what's over the limit doesn't mean that it's illegal or he's then become a mass murderer. Not at all. It doesn't lead to any problems in my mind. Obviously, you're entitled to your own opinion, but it's just my opinion. So don't force it on others.
And consistent with what you all believe in your family, that is it right to play games, pretend killing people, then you can just say, listen, let's talk. I didn't realize this, and this is not okay. In our family, we don't believe in hurting people, even pretend hurting people.
Well, the thing is that the whole human nature, the whole species of people, human, I don't know really what to call it, they've always been fighting. They've always been harming each other. There's constantly fights around the world, so it's not going to make a difference if one family doesn't like hurting people, because I'm sure they have hurt someone in the past.
And we're going to not play this game.
So you're saying not play the game at all, because I didn't know she was saying she wanted to limit the amount of time. Like, let's say you wanted to limit the time without making it seem like a punishment. How would you do that?
I think it's unclear. I think that you can just say to him that, you know, we only spend so many hours a day on, or maybe minutes a day, doing games on the computer. So you can only have, like, and that's just a mom's job. You set the timer. You can pick what hour of the day that they are allowed to do this time or this time. They set the timer, and that's it. When the timer goes off, you're done. You're done.
Or you can have fun. You can get one of those little, you know, the things
the
with
hourglasses.
the hourglass.
But I think that it really gets down to parenting authority. That.
Yes, that is one part of the video. What I do agree with, totally, it is down to the parents.
You know, parents aren't there to be your kids' friends.
Yeah.
You're there to set an example. And if this is something she believes in as yucky, then you have to give that message, because you're not really helping him to not say it now.
Right.
What's going to happen when he's a teenager and
you have to
peer
say
pressure and drugs and stuff, and you're just going to say, oh, okay, well, I don't want to upset him.
Right.
Oh wait, so we're now assuming that every teenager does drugs? By the way, I've been posting not often at the moment, and that's because I can't be bothered, and also these videos take a lot of work. So I'm thinking of posting every Friday and Wednesday, or just Friday. So if you see videos coming out on Friday, that's just my new routine. So I hope you like that routine. It's not too much of an issue. Also, by the way, leave a like if you enjoyed this video.
Oh, this
Subscribe
you crazy
if you
mother.
can be bothered. And